Okay. We're back, I believe. I believe we're back. I believe we're back. We're going to find out now. Yes, signals received. The cozy sounds are back. Very nice. Very, very nice. When your Linux doesn't embed too. Now we're having another issue. Hello, D-Kun. Welcome back, man. I feel I just had the I should have the speakers on. So we're having another issue, which I think has to do with my drive, because I shut down so abruptly instead of doing a nice system CTL power off. So, but thankfully I think I have a drive notes for repairing stuff. Yeah. I think I have to unboot this or unmount. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but now that I've gone through this rodeo, I think it should be fine. What's going on, Draco? It's good to see you, man. Yeah, it's kind of nice to not use headphones. I usually have like headphones on, but now I'm doing without my ears. Feels good. Welcome back, Morgan, as well. So, I may or may not have another issue. Yeah, it is. Well, when you shut down, it's just when you hard shut down, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. I forgot what it was. I think it was dev nv me and 1n1p1. I believe so. Must be super user to unmount. Let me do that real quick. 1 second, guys. Let me just super user the crap out of this. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Okay, now I can believe we should be back. Okay, now it's unmounted. Now I can do my fix, which is ntfs fix dev nvme 1n1p1. Permission denied. I own you. Oh, do I have to do sudo? Failed. Oh? Brother. It says drive corrupted. Well, that's new. Well, that didn't happen last time. Yeah, honestly. Thinking I was gonna come back like Twitch. Nah. I wish it would do that, but no. I feel though, yeah, definitely better. Is on that drive. What file system's on that drive? I don't know. I use Ranger. I don't know. How do you even check for that? Despite using Linux as much as I have, I'm actually kind of a newbie of it. I'm still very newbie. Yeah. Trying to alternate boot sector. Well, that's not great. I mean, I know what I'm dealing with here, but actually I don't, but I'm assuming I do. So what does it say? What should I run? You should run check disk. Let's just check what the good old-fashioned Firefox has to say about that. Oh, you changed stuff, Firefox? Say hello to Firefox profiles? I couldn't care less. Okay. Check disk. Yeah, NTFS. Linux. What's going on? What's up, Kate? Practice Astra. What is happening here, Sasha? Apparently, because I know if you shut down your computer abruptly or something, like it'll mark your NTFS partition as dirty, and then you have to do like NTFS clean. Like that's what I've done before. Not very much. I never have to do that very often, but it worked fine doing this, and then but now when I run it, bad nightmare. And yeah, it's very cool. But you know what? Let's try just mounting it again and just see how this works. And I have to be sudo, of course, I know. And then, yeah, NTFS signature missing. Okay, let me check something. Like, what does it say when I search up NVMe? There's loop NVMe 0 and 1. That's fine. NVMe 0, NVMe 1 and 1. Okay. Yeah. I'm not seeing it there. That's just the NVMe though. Let me check on Discord. I've been hearing some ping pongs. Let's see if I can be saved. If not, we just reclone it. we just clone the thing again. And just work on it on the main thing. Alright, what's going on here? It doesn't Ubuntu. Skinwalker ab bug. Wait, what? Oregon? Oh my goodness, it's actually a Skinwalker evil twin bug. Okay. Yeah, you might have to just clone. I had to wipe a drove through your terminal the other day because my disk manager wouldn't detect it. What do you mean to wipe? Oh, a drive through your terminal? Is that a type of terminal? I'm back. Welcome back, EG. Good to see you, man. Can be a pain, yeah. This is why I do not recommend using NTFS for anything super serious on Linux. It's fine for simple things, but yeah, well, that's just what I had, and now she's being super not great. Yeah, wipe a drive. Oh, brother. There's some things on that drive. Use BTRFS. Well, I'm not sure what to do about this. This is not great. Not happy. To stuff like this? Yeah. That was unfortunate. Me to ask, and that is in the most respectful way possible, as I did not to pry, but what would happen Would you happen to be a bit dyslexic? I am so offended by this. How dare you even insinuate at all that I'm dyslexic? I don't know. I've never been like diagnosed with anything. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. I know like people say like it's makes it hard to read, but I'm not sure how that actually manifests or how that looks like. What gave it away though? Just breaks on Linux in my experience. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about that. Disk data got corrupted, probably. Check disk on that yet drive yet? Nah, let me try check disk on it. Let's try some check disk. That's before we even start calling it GG's. Check disk help. No, wait 1 second. Check disk command not found. I'm pretty sure the thing was. It says run check disk. Oh. So maybe I don't have check disk installed. Ubuntu. I'm probably assuming it's just like some apt-get thing. Yeah, install. Oh no, GNOME disk utility. I've been on this before too. Doesn't work for NTFS partitions. Got you. Thank you, Cornelius. The answer is just sometimes you forget some words when you type and tend to reword sentences as you read them, as your brain knows what the meaning was but couldn't actually. I'd need to see a clip of what you're describing. Because I do this thing even when in language where like I start speaking a sentence and then mid-sentence I start restructuring what I actually intended. Like I started with one idea, but then midway through during a sentence, I decide I want to communicate something slightly different. And instead of just finishing my current sentence, I change it mid-sentence. And sometimes it kind of generates this weird kind of metaphor. But so maybe it's like that depending on the context, but I don't know, maybe it's also just like a me not typing thing good because I don't remember how to type it. Your game command? Which one? Yeah, I was trying to do that, but I don't think it's actually recognized in my system. Or, wait, DSK. Like, sudo, let's just do random stuff. Sudo apt install check disk. Oh my goodness, I just installed some random software on my computer. That's cool. Unable to locate package. Okay, no, I didn't install it, never mind. For Ubuntu. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Alright, what is this person? They're using sudo fdisk, but you guys mentioned that that's, or fcheck or something, but I'm not on Windows though, that's the thing. It's just telling me to do something on Windows that's just not on Linux? You won't have check disk on Linux. That's just Windows only. Okay, okay. You're going to need to set up Windows VM to get check disk. Oh. NTFS is also an option, but some people have reported data loss with it. Well, I have NTFS, and it's recommending that I use check disk. That's the thing that's weirding me out, is because when I run NTFS, yeah, this, it is telling me to use check disk, and because this is like I'm assuming it's a Linux thing. I'm assuming it's recommending something in the Linux ecosystem, but I guess it's not. So that leads me to be a bit confused. Yeah, I got a USB. I actually got a Ventoy USB. 440, bruh. Yeah, I don't read Discord like that. Is only man. And not force it as a Windows utility. Yep. All right, I'm gonna have to boot up Windows and do this on there. That's a to-do. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna do, because I want to be productive today. So we're just gonna go into CD. I don't know. Cozy Cabin Games. And and then we're just gonna clone. I believe I should just be able to do and beautiful. Okay, so that's cloned now. And I need to clone one other thing. I have my developer kit. That's a submodule of this. CD ccdk. And it's empty, so I'm gonna move cc or rm rf ccdk. Cool, and then we're gonna clone what do I want to clone? It's just gonna be, it should be just that. Now there's probably a branch specifically that I'm supposed to be on. I forgot which one it is. It's not gonna be fun to switch between these branches because I don't have my keyword set up, but it's whatever. It just doesn't work. What's going on here? Listen to it and not force it. Oh, you might be able to boot from Windows. Yeah, okay. I'm catching up in chat right now. In a batch since I was a kid. Yeah, it's been a while for me, man. Today on an alternate drive that worked. Always have a dual boot. Yeah, I have a Ventoy stick that has like 11, 7, 10, as well as like Catchy OS, Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Arch. You're about to find out, literal bird. About to find out. As soon as I can add my project, add from disk. I gotta say, it's super, this GitHub CLI is super convenient for cloning stuff. Whenever I switch to self-hosting, I'm gonna miss that greatly. Or I could just make something like that. That equally convenient. We'll find out. SE Mansion. Yes. Open. Please open. Thank you. Do you program C++ too? Yeah, I was doing a C stream earlier, actually. I was doing a big C stream earlier. But we're going back into Unity World. You can just access your repo via your browser with something else like Forgejo. I'm gonna keep that in mind, Cornelius. That's sick. Yeah, I need to set up something so I can like access my drive externally too. Contains compilation errors. Let it rock, baby. Let it rock, baby. It's probably because I'm on the wrong branch. I have to remember which branches are like up to date for these repos. I think one of them is like a mesh gen test, which we're so far past this mesh gen. I should just merge it back into master, honestly. Okay, please go away. Please go away. Oh my god, go away. Okay, thank you. Stay on. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. I can't do anything. I can't do anything, man. Doppelganger, yep. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Alright, we're here. Let me go into my repository. I have no glass in my PC, and it's under like my feet right now, and I can just feel the heat radiating onto my knees. I love the thrill of knowing if I bend too far, I might just kill myself with a shock. I mean, I don't think it's that possible. Maybe probably possible. I don't know. I don't think I'm that close, but it's nice to be live a little dangerously. Yeah, the mesh gen prototype revival. Yeah, all these different things. Yeah, mesh gen. That's from 4 days ago, so we're just gonna check that bad boy out. And I'm trying to work here. Okay, we're just gonna. Okay, we're just gonna do. No, that's check disk. No, okay, you know what? Screw it, I'll just type in mesh gen proto. No, you're gonna copy and paste. Copy and paste is gonna work today. I said copy and paste is gonna work today. Okay, there we go. Okay. And excuse me, who said you had a choice? I'm gonna make this happen, regardless of if you like it or not. There we go. We switch branches. And now let's go back to CCDK. Cozy Cabin Dev Kit. You have to make a new bash script just so I can have easy switching between these two repos. I forgot which. Brother, you're gonna do the thing again, aren't you? I should have just done the thing. Okay, we're just gonna go into back here and go back to CCDK, the Cozy Cabin Dev Kit, and branches. Was it revival or low poly? I think you're revival. That's from 2 weeks ago. Yep. The revival. Okay. I was just talking with a coworker the other day about how I was like, I'm so fine just doing risky, dumb things on my machine because I usually have everything backed up on Git. And it's true. Except for like the D drive. This like D drive thing. I actually have some stuff on there, so hopefully I can revive it, and then we're gonna put it on ultra solid security storage or something. Git checkout. I'm sorry, what? Oh, I'm already on revival, aren't I? Okay, so we should be good here then. If I go up a directory and I do git status, it should show we're on mesh gen prototype. Perfect. So we should be all set up here in Unity to start doing some game deving. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the delay, but we're just gonna be getting into it. we're gonna be just getting into it. So let me catch him in chat before we actually start doing some work. Minish Cap when he gets little, yeah, I see it. Stunning pics. Oh, Minish Cap is beautiful, dude. Minish Cap is absolutely beautiful. I actually wish I played it. I should play it next time I do a game stream or something. I have a backlog. There's a few things I want to do. There's like Little Big Planet, which I want to get back to at some point, but then there's also there's like Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. That's like my nostalgic link. And then Zelda, and then there's Link to the Past and stuff. And then but then there's also like Final Fantasy VI I want to play at some point. So many wants, so many desires. We shall see. Let me catch up. Can we visit later? I can't delete it. I just want you to know. What's going on here? It's a wonderful project. I have yet to self-host Git stuff myself yet. Tried a Git, which is a Forgejo is based on. That's pretty sick. In the last 3 years, I used had much come out. I don't know, but the new Steam frame has me really excited. It has me really excited to do some to actually explore VR again, like not for work, but actually for my own personal enjoyment. I think that'd be like the only way I would go back into trying to develop VR, but oh man. Let's see if cool things happen. What are we doing? We're going to level 1, I believe. Level 1. And let's see if our stuff is here. What's going on here? What is that? Whatever. Just interesting games. What is it? Discord? You got it. Can't Super Hot VR is done perfectly already. What are you hacking? No, we're just doing some game deving again. Getting back in this project. We had to clone it after our drive got corrupted, apparently, so we're just gonna have to live with this. Yes, and this is correct. This is correct. Oh my goodness, guys, we have audio. Wait a second. We have audio in the game again. The audio is broken on my D drive. We have working audio. Oh my goodness. I haven't heard this in forever because I was like, I don't want to fix this issue yet. Oh my goodness. My old friend. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I am so flabbergasted, dude. I haven't heard the audio in this game in forever. But now we have it. We simply have it. Some shader stuff got broken, didn't it? Yeah, some progress from last stream got... But that's minor stuff. That's shader business. That's easy to fix. We can fix that again. Without realizing this, no, Cornelius. So, like, I looked into this, and it was specifically a file format issue. For, like, even Unity said all the audio files were busted for whatever reason, and I couldn't figure it out. I don't know why. Like, all my WAV, MP3, and OGG files just were busted, and Unity couldn't fix it for whatever reason, so it was just like that, which sucked. Like, I could bring in new audio formats and it'd work. I can use old ones. I don't know why. So, but we have audio again. We have audio. Huzzah, what a great day. What a great day. What a great day. Splendid, even. But yeah, we need to fix the shader model a little bit because it's a little jank. We gotta fix that again. That's gonna be easy though. So let's actually open up the writer. which I'm not even sure if this project has. I'm not even sure if this project has a has that set up yet. Let me see. It's like preferences, I believe. Project settings, preferences, and let's see here. External tools. Oh my god, you even remember I still use Writer. What a delight. What an actual delight. So we're just gonna be able to go into here, I'm assuming, and go into here. What's going on in Discord? I gotta pop out a bit. It's all good. You have it going. Also, what is going on in Discord? What's going on here? Oh, we have some new friends here. Wait a second. We have new friends. Yes, trust and open. Trust and open. Okay, hello. Hello, Rage. Hello, Cornelius. It's a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, it's the mod in the flesh. Greg, thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated. And then we're gonna hit you with the hands together amount. Hit them with this, and then I bid ye all a cozy stay here. My gifts no work. Yeah, you're right now. You guys are in the untagged group, but you know what? I'm assuming we're all good here. So I'm just gonna hit you with that ba-bam, because yeah, I don't want to work with that. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude. All right, you guys are back. You're in there. Yeah, there you go. That's little brown named peasant. Oh no, now Sasha with the classism already. The classism. All right. Hopefully, I don't think I've lost too much progress. So we're gonna open up our shader model, and we're gonna start actually getting some things done. Dong did dong ding ding dong did. And let me also bring this tab back over here so that I can actually see what's going on in stream. So my bad, y'all, for getting a little distracted. It's just fun to see when friends are here, you know? When you see new friends, it's a good time. All right, anyways, so let's actually fix our shader model. Let's make our shader model fantastic. So let's go into our CC light model. And the way we composite things in the shader is a little bit wrong. But it was a simple fix last time. I just used a min. It's probably not even good, but it's good enough for what I intended to do, which is going to be, if I can find it. Light process fog. Light process. This is what we're looking for. And then is hit by sun. Sunlight process. These are individual types of lights that we deal with. And here we have the crux of our issue, which is how we're compositing the ambient lighting and versus the actual direct lit lighting, which actually it's not even happening here. It's happening here. Here we go in the PVL_frag shader pass, which I believe the lerp value here is what's incorrect, where we're lerping. Actually, I think it's even further beyond this. Yeah, this is per pixel light, and this is per vertex lighting. Yeah, here we go. So we have our sunlight process, our clamp, light order, and here's the lerp we're looking for. So I believe what we're going to be using is going to be shadow. We're going to be using a min function between shadow and albedo. I believe that's what did the trick last time. And the good thing about shaders is that they just recompile. So I can just press start and it's just gonna work great. So I can unpause, and now we have like the shadows. So here we go. So that now this value, the shadows are actually dark, like they're supposed to be. Okay, it's a little bit weird with the footsteps. They feel very loud. They feel very loud. I forgot I have this button. Oh, dude, now I want to add the ambience back and the music back. Yeah, there's some, we have to redo some sound effects here. Actually, in fact, I'm kind of curious. If I put this here. Yeah, that's not subject to it, and neither is that, so we need to change that. Okay, I'm gonna just mute this. I'm happy I got audio back, but it's also busted, so we're gonna be muting it for now for a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Wait, what? Wait, you're supposed to toggle audio on or off. It's supposed to be off. Oh, whatever. Pretty nice. I have to research it. VinMotions is fantastic, man. All right, we're back in the game. Okay, this is what's going on here, because I'm pretty sure. Okay, there's another mute button. I think the mute I turned off, the audio I turned off was from something. It was from the editor sounds. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, we need to have a sound design day. So last time we were working, we're starting to build out and block out this first level and figuring out exactly what the path is going to look like for players. So that's like the big thing we're looking at before. I can't believe my SSD had to just get busted for me to have sound. So now we're trying to figure out like this whole critical path. And I can see people getting stuck here because I'm trying to push them towards there, but like you have this interesting sight line here that kind of makes people want to go that way. Part of this is like I kind of want this to be like a rock, like you know how like you have rock climbing and you're trying to, part of the fun is, or part of the skill is figuring out how to navigate a terrain. Okay. What's going on here? What's going on here? Alright, I'm gonna mute general for another, let's do 3 hours for now. And we're just gonna keep ideas open. Okay. Alright, cool. We're good to go. But yeah, so we have this going on. Dude, honestly, let me try a different, because this doesn't feel quite right. Like, even though we're doing min, I almost kind of feel curious as to what would look like if we were to do if we were to multiply them instead. Because they're all normalized values. So it should just, it might just look very similar. Oh, it looks even worse. It just looks dark. Like there's very little ambient lighting. Or no ambient lighting, which is not great. I wanted to preserve that. So I may just bring back the min function here. Just keep it like that for now. Okay. So I think beyond just pathing this level, or this first level, we're gonna have to I have to implement something today. I need to make a new enemy. which should be simple. I think it might be as simple as just using the components I have already, because I already have, or maybe modifying some of the components a little bit. Because, yeah, I think I have some components that do the job, but for an enemy type that's kind of like a Goomba, I don't want it to just be a linear follow path. I want to have some variability to it, so yeah. I'm not sure if I like this, though. I think this feels a little too, like, too odd. We can move it further, I think, to better indicate a path. I don't want this to feel abstract. I want this to feel more grounded in actual, real, like, make it feel like it's an actual place, and these are constructs due to constructs and processes of time, and not just like some arbitrary obstacle course. I think part of that's just going to come from part of that's going to come from like little details we add to the environment. Okay. What's going on here? What's going on in ideas? What is happening here? Please what? Oh, so let me screens. What is this image? If you self-host, you can just access your repo. Oh, okay, yeah. Good catch. That's actually good to keep in there, in case I forget. All right. So yeah, there's some lighting we have to also do here, but I'm gonna save lighting for after we do some basic blocking, because we're trying to get our character to Wonderland, to the end of the map, to the ocean. Which, by the way, I mean, maybe it's the graphics programmer in me, kind of pseudo, but I kind of want to work on the shader for the water interaction with rocks. I think that's a cool thing, and I think if we have more cool interactions like that, I might try to integrate it into more of the level. Yeah, I think that might very well be the case. What's going on here? Called Window Now. Not sure if it's correctly, but it's a live version of Windows. You can boot off of a USB. Also, it's better to use BTRFs for these things. You'll have automatic snapshots. That's cool. I don't want to format this disk, but if I get a new one in the future, I'll be down to do that. Yeah, I can add that to my the Windows Now. I know there's like Hiron's boot disk as well, but either way, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that option to try to repair things, and then maybe if I have it backed up somewhere, I can do like a reformat of it. Okay, let's start doing some work here. Let's actually be a little productive today. We're in occlusion bounds 1. That's in here, and it's in here. So, oh, that's actually the end place we want to go to. No, I want to go to the beginning starter area, which I believe is going to be here. Also, there's another issue. There's just another shader issue I need to account for, which is the fact that, oh, you know what? There's things we need to do. There's actually a lot of things we need to do. I'm remembering now that is going to be preventing me from properly designing some of this level. Or actually, I can just design a level, but then there's this technical thing we have to deal with. Okay, so let's actually do the project management thing, actually. Let's go into, you know what we're going to do? We're going to use our project management software. So we're going to go to, so let's actually put real tasks here. So the first thing I need to work on is integrate integrate multi dirt maps in levels, or in manager. And shaders, and then integrate multi manager and utils. Integrate multi dirt maps in shaders, and then from there we need to do the rock water shader. That's gonna be fun to do though. And then we need to have our Goomba make Goomba, quote unquote Goomba enemy. Okay. If I were to just do task. Okay, cool. Now we have our list of things to do. Integrate multi dirt maps. I need to make wrapping not break upwards. That's gonna be a whole thing. Integrate multi. Is it just cutting off? Oh no, it's cutting. Oh, it's being overwritten. That's why. Because I didn't add the accounting for size. Okay. But hey, these exist now. Now I know I have a written document somewhere that contains the things I need to do. It's still so cool to think like I'm going to be interacting with my tasks in this way. Oh, this is so this is actually super freaking cool, man. It makes me happy. Okay. And it's cool. I can exit and I still have the tasks visible there. That's not supposed to be like that, but hey, dude. I'll take anything that makes a bug not a bug a feature, not a bug. Oh, man. That is fantastic. Oh, let me catch up in chat too. My bad, guys. It's yeah. Thank you, Morgan. If you add ledge boosting and uncapped max speed, though, this could be a great speedrunning game for the source movement peeps. That's what I'm thinking of. Well, I need to look at. I'm thinking about different ways of having expressiveness in terms of movement. I'm thinking about it though, how we're going to go about it, because I like Crunker's crouch slide thing that lets you get speed unboundedly. That's cool. I also like Melee's wave dash kind of thing. Maybe that's like how I do that, because right now I'm using attack to just forcibly move you down. But like it might be kind of cool to have crouching in air be a thing that forces you down. Actually, that might make the current jump, because right now I have the jump cancel when you let go, so you can just do short jumps like this. And the longer you hold it, the higher up you go. But maybe we always do the default jump, and instead when you hold like crouch in the air, it like you down onto the floor while still preserving your XY momentum. Or maybe you still keep both, because this one just zeroes your momentum. But if you do the crouch, it actually physically makes your Y go down. Oh my god, I kind of want to try that actually now. Because that allows me to have like some kind of wave dashing kind of thing. Yeah, that'd be super cool actually. Yeah, and we have our little... We have to place the intro door here somewhere too. That's a thing. We'll get to it eventually. Okay, actually, let me look at the C# script. I'm a huge movement nerd, and one thing I know for sure I'm good at is programming movement. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can translate, like, because Mega Man X is cool, but it has very simple movement. What I'd like to do is have something more like Smash Brothers Melee. But I have to see if there's any, like, cases for this. Because I like a game where you get good at it not by paying or grinding, but by just actually mastering the mechanics. Where's my writer? I had it somewhere here. Okay, here we go. And we have the player controller here. We have our player script. We can add a new thing for crouching. The only thing is that crouching for the player normally is going to be... We have to have some way to force the player to have to use it, at least in the tutorial. Like, I don't like telling people what to do in games, rather than have to just learn how to do it in order to solve a problem. Like, if you give them a gap initially for the tutorial where they can only jump over it, they're going to figure out and press enough buttons where they can figure out you can jump. I need to figure out some kind of mechanism like that to have, like, hey, if you press control, it makes you, or crouch, it makes you just dive down. Let me actually try implementing that. Let me try implementing this real quick. Where is the... Am I using both input systems? I can't remember. Let me go into... the way you increase the air control models. Expression and so on. Integrate your XY movement while growing. Well, that's the idea. At least for the crouch mid-air thing. I'm gonna have to read this more carefully in a bit. Let me just get this idea out of my brain first. Like, if I can combine, like, wave dashing with how Crunker does stuff, I think that'd be super sick. There's a reason I put, like, I usually don't spend that much time in games, but Crunker's a game that got me for like 700 hours. That's crazy. Alright, where's input? Where's input? Yeah, I don't want to forget this at the very least. So I just want to implement it in some fashion and then go from there. Where is... Okay, game controls, I think it's called that. Game controls. And then you're going to exist here, but I don't want you to exist there. I guess it's fine, maybe? Nah, it's not fine. It feels wrong. And we have to add a new binding of some sort, and we're going to add crouch. Gosh, I kind of want to see if I can turn this into like a 3D, like have the same kind of controls and expressiveness of like Smash, but in 3D. Because now I'm just thinking how you'd make certain types of movements, like crouch and then swing, and have it be a different type of movement that imbues a different velocity to enemies. And then we can like make a more robust combat system as well. Like you can have like a launcher and then... Ah, brother. Brother. Alright, let's just do the thing first. Crouch. And then we're going to add a simple binding to this. Yeah, because I'm just seeing possibilities now, like taking the movement and behaviors from other games I like a lot and trying to make it... Okay, Unity's UI is just not going to be happy with how we do things here, are you? Okay, what are we going to do here? We have crouch, we're going to add a button type, and let's add a binding, and you're going to be control on the keyboard, and then we'll figure out bindings for controllers later. Because I need to test in the controller again. Yeah, and let's just save this asset. And that should regenerate, and then all of a sudden, if I open up Writer, I should have a new performed, and then this should be a crouch, and then we're gonna have a new thing for this. Come on. I need to practice monkey type more. And then for these inputs, we should actually be this. Okay. And the player should receive a request for this new state of like crouching, and it's going to do things depending on the context. And then I need to refactor the player's state machine, because if we're going to do more contextual state, we should actually do it good, you know? Like make it so it's easier to expand this and easy for me as a developer to add new behaviors. Like that sounds a little important, right? Player state. Do I have the state defined here, or where do I have it defined? Yeah, so we're just gonna do, and it's gonna change depending on the state you're currently in. So okay, let's see. Let me read chat real quick, guys. To create a games, just choose an engine, man. You got a start screen? What do you mean a start screen? You have no idea how happy I am that you're coding Movement right now. Movement is my favorite thing to implement and work on, and watching someone else do it, chef's kiss. Well, let's see if I do it right, you know? Let's see if I do it right. But, yeah, because I really want expressiveness in, like, I've mentioned this before, but like it's cool that in Smash Brothers Melee, two very good players can play the same character, and you can tell who's playing them just by the character's movement alone, because that's how expressive that movement is. I guess it makes more sense in the context of a fighting game, but I think there's something cool about allowing people to try to adapt this move set to something that works good for them. In this game, like, hey, here's this rock wall, and you're gonna find out your own way of climbing through it. I think that's pretty sick. And I really want this game to be something that intrinsically motivates people. Like, you're not motivated, like, there's no economic system in this game. I don't want to have any economic systems, because I feel it's very, like, I don't know, for me, I'm not saying this is right, because I don't think it's the case, but it always feels kind of manipulative in some way. Whereas like a game where it's like, hey, your engagement in this is just because you intrinsically like the activity of this game, that feels far more, I don't know, respectful to the player in a weird way. Like, I'm not saying economic systems are all bad. It's just that a lot of times in my experience when I play games, it feels like, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to make this number bigger in this economic system to do X, Y, and Z and whatever, right? Whereas like a game that intrinsically motivates me, because it's like, oh, I'm actually getting better at mastering this thing. And then it's like, all right, you got me. You got me. All right, so we have this. We have to go into player state. We have to update the switch statements, because I architected this like this, and we're just going to deal with it. And consume state. I keep forgetting that, yeah, shift enter is the is the means of generating remaining switch cases. Except when they're already partially made. So these are the permissions that it detects. Okay, no, this is request state. This is kind of dumb. I should just call this request state because it's determining whether or not we can even enter this state, and then whatever. Anyways, this is just okay. Now I already have a description there for myself. Cool. We're just gonna add a case here. But yeah, it's like, I don't like economic systems like that, or kind of meant to just kind of psychologically manipulate people. I want to try to make games that are, I don't know. I don't want to, I sound so grumpy, but it's like I want to make games that I feel respects the players, you know? I guess that's what I'm trying to. I don't necessarily have the best track record in games, but we're trying, man. We're gonna try. We're gonna try and see what happens. So you're allowed to enter the crouch state if and only if the character state or state is not equal, or if it equals to, what are we not going to permit entering crouch? We already prevent the freeze and unfreeze stuff, so that's not an issue. We need to account for, I mean, I guess if you're in crouch, you shouldn't crouch. But that's really, check off that redundant thing. Let's just do the behavior. We'll come back to this later. Right now, crouching is always permitted. Let's go to state update. Let's go into a character. Crouch. And then we're going to do, I guess we're going to do, this is for state update. Yes, this is where actual logic happens, which honestly I should just move this into their own functions, but whatever, this is fine here. So if, is there a thing for previous state? Yeah, this is like current state, and then at the very end of this or actually, is there? This is just what we're supposed to do. So we actually have to, we're not going to rely on previous state to determine things. So we're going to have to do if, we're going to be using grounds. What's the module? I haven't been here in a while, have I? So we have our, I think jump module will be the one that's responsible for this. Yeah, I'm assuming that. Jump module is grabbing ledge. Nope. So maybe not the jump module. Ground info. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna check the utilities. They're here somewhere. Okay, that's. Okay, dash, floor audio, jump module, broom whack, drop shadow caster, platform attacher. I guess platform attacher is the one that's going to have it, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. Where do we do this? Is grabbing ledge is on wall. It's grabbing wall for the ledge grab stuff. Ledge grab collider. Yeah, nothing here on So I guess there's something in the main loop or something. I feel like I probably have a flag or something, but... Oh, it's just ground info. Okay, so it's literally just ground info. Ground info is... is grounded. So I just have that actually, is grounded as a property. So if it's grounded, we're going to do one thing. We're going to change the player's sprite size and maybe even collider. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think collider is going to be that. I don't think we're going to be doing anything that precise. But I think we can do if otherwise. If you're not grounded, that means you're in the air, which means we're going to apply a velocity. Velocity equals vector 3 down. So we're going to start with just a fixed velocity. And actually, I don't want to overwrite this. I actually don't want to do vector 3 down. What I actually want to do is take the current velocity and I want to squash the y-axis, or overwrite the y-axis to be negative some value, and it's going to be some kind of float speed. It goes like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep this like this now. And then let's see if there's an exit condition for if grounded. I'm gonna have to re-arch. I think I might have to gut some of the player stuff and redesign this. I think I'm gonna use stateless to manage my state machine instead, and permit transitions and not transitions and all that fun jazz. Okay, let's see how this works. Unless there's some errors, but no, I don't see any errors. And while we're at it, let me grab some nuts, and then let me check. If you're a modeler, you should check out Unreal Engine. It implements blueprints, which is basically coding blocks. Are you talking to somebody? Crazy? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you dig it. Hits has different restrictions than when normal walking. Yeah, Pogo Blinks. Oh, my bad. I still the CD is still here. Pressing control. Nothing's happening. Okay, so let's see why my state transitions aren't happening here. Game dev gameplay, let's go. Finally scrolled enough. Let's go, man. Welcome here, man. Welcome here, Sax John. It's been hours. Hope he's good. Nah, I got 64. That's just showing, like, this is a bad representation. This is what's currently used, and that's what's currently free, not total. I need to get better. I need to, like, change the way I name this. Sorry, guys. Gotta snack a little bit, you know? Oh, I know what's happening here. I didn't change the enum. Here we go. I can move this around. But no, I don't want to do that. I want to move you here. Okay, now, what should happen is I enter crouch and I don't escape it. Or maybe I do, actually. So we... We're just floating. We could just float. We just turn into to Peach. Oh my goodness. So that's actually a little different, but that's actually pretty cool. So you have confirmation that it is working. And it actually doesn't stay stuck because we pull the idle function every single frame. So that's actually cool. This is more resistant than I expected it to be. Okay, so we need to make it a little bit more stronger. We need to make this a little bit more stronger, but okay. Yeah, instead of like 1 meter per second, let's do like 10. Just a whole order of magnitude greater. Yeah, pros in creative mode. Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Come on. You know what'd be cool? If instead of just lowering down the y-axis, you saw that? We just kind of kept floating there for a while. What if you exaggerate the x and y's as well? Like when you do that dash, we actually not only make your y component bigger, but also exaggerate your x and y vectors. So like if you're yeah, so we can do like, see, I like the syntax because we can overwrite x. I should do a thing for overwriting x and y to my, you know what, let's just do that. That's the beauty of having your own utility library. You can just extend it if you want to, x, z. And now we just keep vector dot y, and now we just replace it with x, and then we can go to here and then overwrite xz, and we can set it to like, I don't know, dot x. Let's just make this notation. Actually, I should do like a apply only to component, like multiply xz or something. Because that feels more useful for what I'm going to do, but we'll work with this. And then our multiplicative equals, I don't know, maybe 3 times as fast. Okay, let's just see how that works. Not NEM0. We're not doing any AI garbage. He did. It's Morgan. That's just Morgan, actually. What's up, Deepak? All that fancy without having to go to school? Yeah, dude. Most of the stuff, all this stuff I learned without having to go to school. If I'm gonna be honest with you. Melon's still alive. I'm glad to see it, man. Oh, did you see that? Oh my goodness. We just no-clipped. Okay, so this should be a thing that's done only once. Okay, so maybe a factor of 3 isn't good. Maybe we don't do a factor of 3. Also, it just feels like it's doing like... I feel like it's doing the wrong... Is it doing the correct math here? It's overriding x, y, but keeping the vector y. I don't feel like it is. Oh, brother. Oh man, that was kind of nuts, actually. Okay, let's see if how this happens again. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, it's reasonable. Jeez, how did 3 times produce that? How did 3 times produce that crazy liftoff, dude? I don't understand. How did that happen? Oh, I set it to 1. I'm dumb. Let's set it to 2 instead. Let's set it to 2. I'm dumb. I did a 1. All right, let's actually try 2 times as fast, not 3 times as fast. Maybe this time it won't be as crazy. To go play mode faster. Do you not need domain reloading? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's compounding. That's why. Oh my god, I have no clipping. Where am I even? Okay, yeah. That's why. I was like, there's no way just a factor of 3 is making this go like crazy. No, it's compounding each and every single time. So, yeah. So what I need to do actually is have a fixed. Instead of using this, what we're going to do is normalize. We're gonna do normalized. And we're gonna apply this here, and we're gonna, yeah. So it's normalized, and then we used, okay, actually, you know what? We're gonna override this with oh dude, I'm actually, what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. It's gonna be simpler actually. We're gonna grab this, set it into a local variable, normalized, beautiful, and then we're gonna do normalized, or I guess vec is a better description, I don't know, times dash, and then we're gonna do vec overwrite y. So we have this normalized thing that's not going to continuously scaling unboundedly. But we're still going to have this overwritten y value. I think this feels a little too soft. I might want to make this a little bit faster. So let's see. Or maybe we want this to be a little gentle, like a newborn lamb. We also have to have a thing where like the player gets put into a certain state based off of their behavior there. So like once you do that crouch in air, you're kind of stuck. Wait a second. Why is it reversing? It's like going backwards. Wait, what? I mean, it's kind of cool, like in Juke, but all right, I feel like I'm missing something here. Oh, you know what? This normalized needs to use a squashed Y value. We have to squash the Y-axis and then normalize that because we don't want the Y component to factor into this. We simply want to use, we don't want the Y value to factor into the X and Y. We just want to use the X, Z components, multiply by dash, and then do our thing from there. So it's going to have significantly smaller things, smaller magnitudes. So maybe that's what's happening. It's not going backwards, it's just like going directly down. Alright, let's just try this again. I want to put the player directly in like a better spot than where they're starting off at right now. Just for fun, just to like get them in an area where they can interact with things more readily. Come over here. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. My friend. My pal. Let's see how this works out. Quantum phasing. Yep. Oops, too much text. What happened, game dev? Here are the effects of disabling domain reload according to the documentation. Oh, it won't let you post it? Oh, that's tragic. Maybe in the Discord at least. Okay. This still feels so small in comparison. I think I have to make it just bigger. Like almost as big, but not quite as big as the Y overwrite for it to be noticeable. I read the title, so good we need a part 2 and joined without thinking twice. Thank you, TST. It's good to have you here, man. The sequel. The sequel. Okay. Just doing a little stretching. Not complete yet, but it's much better than more changes for sure. Yeah, the issue is that we're using keys. Oh, this is cool. We have some kind of wave dashing. Okay, wait, it's going in one direction though. Oh, I think that might be just due to the way I've implemented things a little bit. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like in the dash. I almost want to lower down the friction coefficient on platforms. Like legitimately, I kind of want to just turn off friction for a second, make them slidey. So like for a certain amount of time while they're in this state, you can't do nothing. You can't do anything until you exit out. So like have like a crouch terminated thing or something. no, bool crouch terminated. And then we enter the state for the first time. It's going to be equals false. And in fact, if you're in this crouch state, you shouldn't be able to go into any other states. So you have the requested state. And if current state is so if state equals crouch and crouch terminated is false, we're not going to let you go into any other state. So we're going to return without updating the state. Otherwise, if any of these criteria are met, wait. This is the requested state. So you have to actually add this modifier. Oh, maybe it'd be better to do like current state and then requested state instead of the current requested state in the outer one and then target state. Maybe I need to flip this switch statement. I don't know. Give it a pat for me. Is there a dog nice? What is he doing? Doing some making movement cooler, a little different. Finfer outdoors. Josuke stole your friction. Oi, Josuke! Oi, Josuke! I stole your friction with the handle. Nah, but yeah, I need to. We're gonna have to revise this. How this works. Because this is working if you're requesting this state, but if you're not requesting, like we have to go through every other case and be like, hey, you can't enter it if you're crouching. Only like if you hit the ground can you exit crouch. The family though, that's nice. Very cool. Thank you, man. I gotta say, man, this feels so weird not being in C-land and Vim land anymore. Okay, we have to add a crouch guard. A crouch guard. We're gonna name this function does crouch approve for everything, and it's gonna say, hey, you can enter this state if crouch approves. If crouch doesn't approve, you don't get to you don't get to be in the state. You have to get out of the state actually. So the simple basics of this is gonna be, what am I doing? Basically, if the current state is crouch and crouch has not terminated, you're not allowed. So for every single thing here, for every single thing, well, there's like two states actually, because it's not just crouching. If you're on the ground, there's no concept of it. You can release and go back to idle. There's a distinction of like air crouching, where it's almost like two factors. Are you air crouching and has the crouch terminated? Like has the air dash ended. Is air crouching. Such a weird way to describe it, man. Sleep stream, so calming. I'm glad, Jacob. Task 2 under maintenance. Task 2. I'm making state machines. I'd probably not use this. I mean, if you're gonna do state machines, like the easiest thing would probably be using stateless and anything else to implement stateless. I'm not using it because I learned about stateless after, and honestly, I'm not sure if I would do stateless again, but it's a nice little paradigm for state machines, but because it not only has like states but also transitions and allows you to add explicit guards for those things, so it's very nice. Very nice. I used it for another project a while ago that kind of died, or at least it's on hold. No, I think it died actually. I'm gonna put it in the dead category. But yeah, right now I'm just doing this and checking every single transition manually. You get compartments for every single one of your states. You get one class per state, and the state handle its own transitions, meaning you wouldn't need to have does crouch approve method. Be restful, cozy. You going to sleep? Catch some good Z's, homie. You have a good one, Jacob. Oh, may your sleep be restful and cozy. Gotcha, Morgan. You're talking to Jacob. Could afford a bigger monitor for that keyboard of yours. I'm low-key thinking about selling a kidney to get one. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Maybe don't sell a kidney, but it's pretty good. On Twitch? I used to, not anymore. There's like some autocomplete just for IntelliSense, but no, I don't use AI. Yeah, stateless is a nice thing for dealing with that. Right now we're just doing like nested switch cases and then managing every single transition manually, explicitly. It's a bit easier in like my engine project because it's like only one switch statement at all, the way I have it set up for all the different transitions, but we'll see. But yeah, this implementation is not how you do it, man. This is not how you do it. And in fact, I'm probably gonna sit back and rethink it at some point. It's gonna suck because it's like so much of this actually works, but I think if we're gonna scale from here, it's gonna be one of those things we just have to like. It's one of those things we're just gonna have to rip out and redo. State equals character state crouch and crouch terminated. So it approves if we're neither crouching nor is crouch terminated. Yeah. And we have to add this air crouching. I really just don't like how I'm implementing this at all, dude. I do not like this at all. Yeah, I don't like any of this. I just want to... Do we do it, guys? Do we do this? Do we just? Because I want to just prototype and validate, but at the same time, like, I just want to move to stateless and just deal with this in a cleaner manner. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because I'm already seeing, like, if I keep conceding on this, we're just going to keep adding more and more things to this, and it's going to get messier and messier and harder to maintain. And there's going to be more and more reasons for me to say, you know what, no, I don't want to do this because it's going to be really hard. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this is... If we keep excusing these broken windows, the property prices in this neighborhood are just going to go down. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I was doing some player movement stuff, but honestly, like, I'm considering even another large refactor, because we already refactored the lighting models and the graphics pipeline, and now it's like, all right, we can start developing the level. Oh, actually, no, we refactored the dust system, and then we refactored that. And now I feel like we're just going to have to do some refactoring of player movements, man. Oh, man. You feel me? You feel me? But part of me just wants to do it good. You spelled integrate like integrate, just so you know. I don't know if it matters. Probably not to me, but I think it's still good to know. Because I know if I leave like that, people are going to bring it up. Oh, man. Jailbreak it. Oh, I need to do that too at some point. I do need to jailbreak my 3DS. Oh, brother. Do we... Okay. Let me commit what I have, first of all. And then we're going to start making scary, big decisions. Not scary. I think it needs to happen. I'm not going to excuse this because I want to make a lot of cool different states for the player, and it needs to be easy to do that. And the way things are right now, I'm not going to be able to do it, make changes as freely as I wish to. So I think we're going to do like some large-scale refactorings again, yet again. Save this. I'm going to commit this. Git add all. Adding crouch state. We're going to merge this stuff into master, because this is already a humongous branch, and you know, I should have already done these changes before. And then let me revised ambient light compositing. Okay, so we made our stuff here. Let me go into GitHub, merge this into master so we can have it. Or maybe I should start doing git flow as well while I'm at it. Have a development branch and be Mr. Correct. Because I used to do this. I used to have such a good thing with Crimson Crown. With Crimson Crown, we had a CLI pipeline. We had unit tests. We had a thing where, like, when I made a PR for myself, I'd see if things pass and whatever. It was fantastic, dude. It would make a build. Oh, dude, I haven't set up that pipeline in forever. In fact, it's down now because of this. What's this going on here? Checked out movement FSM core, switch state method in the states.cs file. Let me cook asset script player system movement. Should give you ideas for your factor. Well, I'm thinking about using stateless to do the refactor and make it driven by that. It's not a finite state. It's like a state machine, but it's very generalized. So it lets me do. It's very easy to extend things. Okay, let me look here though. Let's look here, because who knows? This might be actually better than stateless. You never know, man. Where's you said check out state.cs. State.cs. Remove and state, and then I'm assuming. So you have a class for each while run state. Okay, so you have an explicit class, and then is it like a simple like transition in and transit exit, enter and exit? So you have your initialization, you have your update, you have your fixed update. While run exited. Double jump. Jump impulse can while run. Okay. This air state. So general functions you have for this. Let's check the ground state. Yeah, part of this like refactor as well as changing how we do inputs. I initially I have this like controller and player thing in place, where the controller is like sending messages for requests for states from there. I really want to make things very command driven so that every single request can be potentially even networked. So that's going to be a whole different thing as well. I already have it kind of implemented it before, but I need to bring it back. Okay, and I wonder, is there like some kind of interface or some? It's inheriting from FSM state, so I wonder what's the virtual methods or abstract methods you have there. FFM state. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's actually a concrete class. Okay, with the FSM context, movement FSM core. Gotcha. Okay, and then specific implementations for this, and then different overrides for different states. Dang it, man. We're gonna have to do refactor, I think, no matter what. To keyboard? Not that long. Honestly, like within the first week, I was actually pretty decent with it. I think the harder thing was Vim. It's helped my carpal tunnel though. It's definitely helped. Do I have stateless in this application? That's a question. I might have to add. I hate adding external dependencies, but yeah, I don't have it here. Tragic. And I had it on my other drive. Stateless.net state machine stateless. I do, you know, honestly though, I'm thinking, because I think beyond regulating entry and exits and specific constraints, I do like the architecture you have. With the virtual stuff. Oh, let me see here. Refactor. What you got for me? Okay. Switch state. Okay. Yeah, but I like the idea you have of like common behavior within states that can be implemented, Sasha. I do like that idea specifically. I think I might have it bound to inputs in contexts instead of explicit actions. But I do like this general setup. Okay, let me first merge stuff before we get into this. Yeah, I want to go to HitGithub. That's actually what I want to go to. Yeah, let's just do the thing. And you know what? What we're gonna do? I haven't merged into master in like 5 months. All right, we're just gonna merge to master and start simplifying things, and then we can do a git flow thing at a later date. Oh wait, I'm comparing main to main. Whoopsie. But yeah. Well, let me check real quick. What's up, Joseph? Integrate any C# library in Unity, can you? Yeah, you can. And there's even like a NuGet thing you can do for that. That's how I'm using UniRX. Actually, that's specifically for Unity. They have packages for that, but I'm just getting the... Actually, there's other examples. There's like CSV stuff I've gotten through this. Where's the distribution, though? You know what? No, I'm gonna before I even commit to using this, let me think through how I'd actually want to do this. Because maybe it might be better just to hand roll it. We might have to bust out the diagramming tools and think about like what the fundamental pipeline I want to have here be and how I want to have integration of new states be. Oh god, discrete math. It's logic that's formalized. Yeah, formalized math. I can't add people in mobile. It's so lame. That sucks, dude. Say hi to your discrete math teacher. Hi, discrete math teacher. My 3 months into learning program at all. That's so cute. Wait, what's up? Math and $400 suit and tie. Neat. Okay. So we've committed our stuff. We have to start. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna. Where is this? Xcali draw. Yeah, we're gonna start using Xcali draw for this. Because I think I want to start formally thinking about where's all my stuff. Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is for physics stuff we're doing. So we need to start thinking about things. So before we had this controls, sending stuff to player controller, which then sent enums, requests for enum states to the player directly. And this grew chunky because like there's a lot to manage if we're doing all the state management stuff within there, right? I mean, it's so large to the fact that I actually had to break it up into partial classes, which is not fun. So I want to see how many different partial classes we have here. Like we have the main one with some basic things. And yeah, let's go here. What do you mean you can't go there? What do you mean? I know there's like 3 partial classes. If I can't remember. Okay, let's go in this context. Yeah, this is the command thing I was talking about. I ended up getting rid of, but yeah, character action manager. But this is within, yeah, this is something else. Well, actually, this is a player controller, but anyways. So this would provide state requests through enums to the player, and the player would ingest it and then do whatever based off of that, which is not great. Not great. I think what I want to do instead is going to be kind of similar up here. And again, have this player controller and have this breakdown, because I want to have this player be puppeteered in different ways. This would instead send input bindings, enums of inputs, or actions, I guess, not tied to specific player states, because I think the issue here is that this is like cognizant of the way this was before, was had to be cognizant of player state as well, which is kind of, I mean, what? No, it wasn't cognizant, but like it was constrained by certain things. Like I would have to send, if you're not inputting anything, this would still send out signals requesting for idle continuously to be able to force this to go into the correct state and initiate cancels, which is not good. I don't want to have to do that. So instead, I think I want to make this more of an enum of input actions. Or maybe not. Maybe still make it states, but this should have to be persistent in its own way of handling it. Now within here, because we already have this kind of, in some sense, I think we just broke it up in the wrong way, where we broke it up like laterally instead of vertically. Because we ended up making different player modules to kind of help deal with these different behaviors, but I think I sliced it incorrectly. So if we go to the player directly, yeah, player state, and then player move action. Oh, and that was from the command thing. But we go here and we go to like one of the modules, for example, like the player jump module or just a jump module. It tries to consolidate all the behavior in just for this one particular state of being. But let's just simplify for just execute and not execute, or executing and then canceling. But it was still up to the player itself to actually manage invocation of this stuff. Instead, it might be more ideal. And we already have like a little abstraction going on here, which is, I know I've railed against it, but actually, there's a couple of things you have to keep a track of. So let me write this stuff out for my own, like, because there's not only enough of like, hey, what states are permitted, or whether or not you can enter and exit this state. I think you need something a bit more robust than that. So honestly, I kind of like, the more I think about it, Sasha, the way you have it kind of set up where it's like, hey, you can enter this, but you have explicit functions for these different bindings, and then make them have different behavior in different context. So like the simple one was like the jump action, which may not even perform jump in every single context, but like it can be just simply described as that. Because if we do the stateless, it's going to manage this very well, the entry and exit and firing of different behaviors around that. Like if we do stateless, it's going to be handling the model level, the model layer of like this graph traversal. But maybe that might be fine actually. Dude, I'm gonna have to actually think about this. I'm gonna have to actually think about it. Because I don't want to just willy-nilly just rip stuff out, even though it's kind of fun to do. But let's imagine this alternate universe for this action. Because fundamentally, we want to have like this stream of saying, hey, are you allowed to do this thing or not, right? So we can have a thing where, let's actually make it very, I think what I want to do, in fact, let's just get out of here entirely. I need to be separate from this project. And so we're just going to move this. We're going to go to a safe space right now, guys. We're going to go to a safe space and we're going to do some pseudocoding and start thinking through how we want to architect this. All right, and then we have some kind of abstraction for actions. Maybe make an interface for simplicity. Or maybe make it abstract with some concrete implementation for basic things that we're pretty sure are going to be common. Either way, it should be like one layer of abstraction at any given point. And what is this going to look like? We have some basic lifetime functions that are going to be happening here. Now the question is, do you want this to be driven by the player, or do you want to be driven a different way? Thank you, Morgan. I started seeing this thing like popping up in the corner of my eye in chat, and as soon as I turn around, it just disappeared. Called Messy Mansions, similar to Super Mario or Mega Man. Yeah, that's the dream, at least. That's what we're trying to make. To lift a fork. Do it, TST. Lift a fork. What's up, Shop No Chabby? Find a job or something. Don't learn IT industry. Yeah. No, that's how you learn, man. That's how you do it. Forklift into orbit. So here's a question we have to make, right? What's gonna be the driving force between this? There's one option where you have like this void update tick, which I'm so used to now like doing, where we do essentially kind of what we had already, where we had a switch of some type, enum value, and then we call, you know, whatever this is, right? That's not great. There's another alternate reality where instead it's not driven there, and instead what we do is have this indicate, it's gonna be kind of a component, because it's gonna have like a bool of like is active or something. And this indicates that this guy is in control, and then it has its own, it can decide how it wants to drive itself, if it's gonna be driven through update or if it's gonna be driven through some, because there's some things that are kind of very linear in terms of they have a specific set of actions that need to happen, so maybe it can be driven instead by some kind of coroutine. I think either way, I think having the individual states have freedom to define how they're going to be driven is important. So I think that's one thing that's going to be important. That should be a requirement, right? Action should have freedom in how behavior is driven. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing is that they have to be able to relinquish control. Because there's some like everything's largely going to be kind of idle, right? Or it's like if you look at the node graph, everything's largely going to be transitioning to idle before it can go into any other state. So requirement 2 should freely be able to relinquish control. Okay. I mean, that's pretty basic, right? It's saying, hey, an action can drive itself however it wants to be. And also, they're free to say, hey, I'm done with this action. Now, the question is where they go to from there. And it's still the question of how is this going to relate to everything else. I think we could do the thing of like, I'm still liking the idea of this simple enter and exit thing. The question is how this is going to be able to indicate which state it should go back to. And how the state information is going to be like needed, because like for enter it's going to define like, hey, it has to gatekeep at some point, right? Like either in here or like have some other virtual method, or yeah, some override for can enter that exists. So ideally, when we do exit, the way I imagine it is that there'd be like some kind of target. You know, we can use like a message broker or something. No, a message broker would be too separated out. These things are still somewhat coupled in terms of dependency. Too much for a message broker. A message broker is great if like the caller or the invoker has no need to know of anything else. Or actually, maybe we can. Like if we want to go to, like there has to be some kind of requirement that exit forces you to set what the next transition is going to be, right? I think that's a fair assumption here. So I think this might be a private thing, not a inherited thing, but this is actually going to be like, these can be virtual. I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is that there might be some internal reference to a private reference to like the final state. And this can do something with that, like maybe even a message. Like honestly, I think the final step might be easier as a message broker, and then send like publish, I don't know, target state, whatever state this is, it's going to make it publish a message to go to that state. And then the thing that's actually inherited is not necessarily like I don't know. This is not necessarily maybe it'd be better to call it determine exit. Where ultimately it's going to call this like protect, or maybe call it protected. This protected function, where eventually it's going to go to exit. But over here is where it determines which one it can go to. So like maybe it'll check to see, hey, can I go to this state? And if it's not, then it continues on from there. Like check some kind of context. But either way, it makes a determination of what state I'd like to exit to. And then go from there. Because I'm trying to architect this for like maybe even better combat. So like there's a scenario where it's like you do attack 1, swing 1, let's say, and then you reach the end and it's like, okay, has there been any press input keys since like the last couple frames? If not, go to idle. But if there has been an input frame, like another button press within these window of time, then we can progress to the second swing, right? So like that's the kind of things that determinations this would be making here. Swing 2. If not, idle. Or maybe have some kind of exit where it's like, hey, there's no specific preference. Just get me, you can take me out of this. Like maybe there can be like a queue of state, potentially. So that states only relinquish, but then they can submit requests for a following state. This is weird to think about, man. Consuming it, defining the behavior. Wahaj, shouldn't the action be just a signal? Well, it's going to be coming from the controller. Pseudocode, one of the best ways to make blueprints for code. Yep. What's up, Mahaj Tech? Nice CRT. Thank you, man. To allow input buffering, always good for a platformer. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I already initially implemented a input buffering system, but I think we're going to take another crack at it here. Yeah, this might be something I have to like sit on for a bit as well. Because there's some things I'm not too sure how I want to go about doing it. There's so, remember making an FSM for a game I was making. It's great, OP. FSM? Oh, finite state machine? Yeah. I'm thinking about what I want to do ideally to make it easy to extend or make complex actions happen. Maybe I have to also just do some reading as well. Right now we're just putting some stuff on paper. Also, I should really save this. So you know what? We're gonna do something. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go here and then make dir notes. Yeah, maybe not the most crazy fun things around, but it's kind of that thing you gotta do, right? Cozy Cabin Games, Messy Mansion, notes. Did I not? I thought oh, I made a notes. Wow. No, RMRF. And great, I broke stuff. Oh my goodness, please. Okay. Now we go do this for real now. Let's go here. Messy Mansion, notes. Perfect. And I can grab all this. Yoink it. Paste it here. Write it, and I can close this buffer that has no name. And now we can save these thought processes. Thank you, man. For my project, I've introduced a queuable action system. Since it's point and click game, only NPC will utilize FSM to control decision making, stacking the queue with actions. Interesting. Yeah, I like this idea. That's what I'm thinking about doing, honestly. Like having some kind of queue for action requests. Because then for this exit thing, we can... I think I'd rather have this be... I'm thinking... Because if you have a queue of actions, you can go through it, and if it's an invalid action at that given point, you just ignore it, right? So that... So like we can just have it where we don't have to worry as much about how we exit, hopefully. And instead, like, only queue the next action if it's applicable, but if not, then the game's gonna move to the correct state that applies for the current context. Yeah, like there has to be there's gonna be some general state or means of going like, hey, there's no actions in the queue, there's no state requests in the queue, and there's no actions that are currently in control. And it's gonna make a determination of what the state, how the player should be. I think I kind of like that idea more. Where in a given point, like the player, there's like just a normal way, like it's either gonna be idling or in the air or something, and then we have these actions that summon control. The only thing is that we have to also enforce control is ever only on one action at a given point, and not multiple actions, which should be done by the controller at some level. So like we have, I don't know. We also have to think about where these are going to be created. Queue. Let's say actions. This is going to exist at some level. And then from there, what do we do from there? And we have a message broker here just to receive general messages. So they're gonna be messages of like, usually it's gonna be probably like a release, like some kind of struct of like release or action. Oh, you know what? Action release, and then we can have some kind of thing here for saying like, hey, who was released and where do you want us to go? Like some type of either enum or some type, generic type. Releaser. And then like an option maybe for so the one who released it, and then an option for target next action. Either that or give them some kind of control to this queue so they can enqueue new things on there, but I'd rather have that be centralized somewhere else. I almost want to start moving this to C# right now and actually start implementing some basic structures here. I actually feel very inclined to start doing that. What's up, Quirt? So you can technically stack 2 actions and cancel anytime to announce your presence, Jason. Things I'm doing when I'm open inspect element is an empty queue. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like idle's not going to be a prescribed action anymore, but instead just the default when queue is empty. Heck, even have like a thing, like we can do very event based, or we can just do polling as well. It doesn't really matter. It really does not matter at all. But it'd be something like this. Now the question is, where are these actions going to exist? Are we going to construct them and then enqueue them? Like that could be the thing we do. We still haven't figured out this context here though. Like I almost want to make all these actions be subclasses of player, or like, yeah, like subclasses of player, or like have some friendship between them so that they can access the internals of player. So some common things that they should be aware of without having to manually inject every single value they would need. That way there's less management of like what's the inputs and outputs of this action. Instead you can just think more symbolically of, hey, this action should exist, and then it can just reference the things it needs to reference, and we don't have to worry about all this other nuts and bolts. Because then it'll be easier to do things like or maybe like yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird to have this can't enter thing, because we're gonna have to construct this object first, and then we're gonna be checking to see, hey, can we even execute this and give it control, and then yeah, in fact, there's no need to have this control, because whatever is at the peak is going to be, yeah, it's going to be like just is active, is essentially what it's going to be. Okay, you know what? We're going to start implementing some of this. I think I need to start. I think we're a bit past ideation and are more within the realm of action. So I think we're going to start doing some of this. I go to player. And I make new, I don't know, player 2 electric boogaloo. Like, we're gonna keep it easy breezy. We're not gonna commit like crazy yet. We're just gonna flirt a little bit, you know, see where this takes us. You know, we're just on the second date yet. I can't meet your parents yet. No, we're just trying to get to know each other. Or maybe no, maybe just go full commitment. Hey, not only do I want to meet your parents, but let's start talking about how we're going to fuse our finances on the third date or second date. So we had this idea of oh, it's so laggy. Why is it so laggy? Vim wouldn't do this to me. Okay. So we have this message broker. Okay. Don't do this to me. Import missing file. My gosh, it's so laggy. It bothers me, man. Maybe I should just do full Vim for this. I don't know. Okay, we have broker. And we have this abstract class. Honestly, I almost want to just make this interface. I mean, there is this isn't control thing, but that's just like a single boolean. Yeah, screw it. We're just gonna make it an interface for right now. We can do the is control with a property instead. Oh my goodness, it feels so laggy, man. It's killing me, dude. Anyways, so we have this. We have this, and we had this basic function of enter. That's a little ominous. I didn't mean to do that, but that just happens when you use Vim. Okay, so we have this. Okay. And then we had this boolean is active get. What's up, EG? It's good to see you, man. You're still streaming? Yeah, we're still going for a minute, man. One day, maybe, Latchline, maybe. One day. Maybe I will do landscapes. The thing is, like, I mean, we could do that. Yeah, there's ways to do it. I could do a landscape just with this. I'm not going to do my old stream setup with my face cam. That's probably not going to come back. If I'm going to be real true. Void enter. Exit. What else do we have in our notes? Now, the crazy day would be the day I use a normal monitor again. I kind of miss it a little bit, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, what do they say? Like, what was it? Abundance breeds content or something like that? I like it, but if I use it only, if it's my only means of coding, am I gonna enjoy it? You know? Who knows? Oh yeah, and we had this other thing that was going on here. Oh my goodness, Ryder, you're killing me, dude. Every single time. Alright, anyways, we have this struct. Action release, let's say. And we're going to have an action releaser. And then action option. Go to. Why is it defaulting to this? Don't do that. Okay. Of course, we're gonna have a queue of some sort. Here we go. What is it? System.collection? Generic. Yeah. And it's going to be actions. Now there's another factor though. If we're gonna do this, which is there might be some actions that are just timed. Oh, but I guess that doesn't matter. I guess for most of them. I don't know. There may be some type of action that would be. Nah, no, I don't think so. Maybe make this a finite queue. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. So we have our message broker, we have the requester, and then we have this. And then we're gonna have like a concrete implementation of one of these. And then we have to have a way of starting this. So I think what we're gonna do is have some kind of ingester. So I think what we're gonna do is have the player controller be the one that constructs these actions and add them to the queue. Let me check real quick, guys. Chat. On the PC of no streaming PC. Yeah, I need to get a streaming PC or something. Or get a capture card, honestly. I need to get a capture card so that I can stream from my have my laptop be the stream PC and output everything from there. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a whole AV nightmare. Cause there's a lot of audio equipment we gotta manage, guys. I'm not sure. There's a lot of audio equipment. I'm a web dev, but I lost my interest. It's all good, man. Oh, like in web dev. I thought you said that you lost your interest in like this stream. I was like, oh, okay, guy. I guess it's all good, man. You don't have to be here. Looking for a new field? Yeah, web dev is the whole thing, dude. Hey, you go try game dev, VR. Or if you want to sell your soul, you can look into high frequency trading, which is like using your powers for evil. Those guys know what they're doing. They know their C and C++. It's just sheesh. High free. It's usually like it's really a Faustian bargain of some sort. Yeah, instead of using this power I have to make cool games, we're just gonna use it to gamble. Also Nightmare on Linux, from my understanding. That's even better. Actually, I wouldn't even use a capture card, I think, because we're not going to allow throughput. Or maybe I should, actually. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I think the easiest thing... Nah. I don't know. I need to figure something out. There's going to be a big, heavy thing. So... Like, look at that, dude. Look at... It just takes forever to change. It's just killing me. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. You're tearing me apart. Okay. Did I break something here? There's like an error, and I don't remember breaking anything here. Explicitly, at least. Start reset. Whatever. Computer is what? Wait, what do you see, dude? The extra capture card, yeah. Or stream somewhere. What did you guys see? Especially the pirouette. What's up, used gamer? And hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Good night, game dev goodness. You have a good one, man. And let's have one action, like, implement this. Let's do class, I don't know, swing, and have it implement this action interface we made for ourselves. Jeez, my camera's hot, dude. It's like physically really, really warm. Why are you mad at me? Partial, no. There's a name. We have to do namespace because we decided to be dumb and weird, and so now this is going to exist in its own little decrepit namespace for now until I commit to this. In fact, I almost want to make a separate Unity project just to test this out, just to validate this with a simple little thing, and then go to the main one, which is refactoring this bad boy into here. But yeah, this would have like a public void quest. It'll be some kind of I action. And it'll be added to the queue. Now, something I didn't think about is like is releasing control when the player lets go of the button. Like, I like doing this immediate mode. This kind of immediate mode approach where it's like very quickly checking to see, hey, what state is the player in? In fact, that's why I kind of implemented it the way I did initially, which is what, because it's very easy to check per frame on update. Hey, should you be doing this thing? But if we want to make it where we're just getting unique inputs from the player and whatnot, we're gonna have to listen for presses and releases. So not only, oh, this is another thing now. It's another constraint. Not only, oh gosh, we have to handle releasing of control. So this is like a whole, Yeah, I think what we're going to do is have an enum per action. And I think what we're going to do is have the controller also signal a separate type of request for cancellations. And then it's going to allow the action to still handle itself. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Because it's going to make a decision on its own if it can cancel or not. There might be some things that are just committal. Like once you press this button, you're locked in for a few frames, and there's other things that are not. But it's up to the action itself to make that determination. So, yeah. So there's gonna be cancel. That's another thing that needs to be added here. This is distinct from exit, because exit is, hey, this state has ran its course. It ran its course and resulted in its natural conclusion. This is, hey, we want to prematurely stop what you're doing, potentially prematurely, and then it can choose whether or not it wants to promote it to like an exit or not. But yeah, request exit. In fact, I actually want to have this still be just very input bounded. So instead of receiving actions, I think we still want to have some input, like some state enum input, but it's just going to be contextual to the actual controls, the actual bindings. But this will be responsible for creating and enqueuing that. That way the communication barrier between this and the controller is just input bindings. That's it. That's all that's happening there is input bindings. Or action or something. And it wouldn't be contextual to any particular action of the player, but rather just inputs. Input action, yeah, that's what we called it. Yeah, I think I prefer this kind of design more. Why are you mad at me? Is less accessible than... Oh, because I didn't make you public? It's okay. But yeah, I think I prefer this. Now the question is still, like, how are we going to construct these states given this E input action? What are we going to do from that? That's the thing I'm a little bit, not confused, but I'm just not sure how I want to go approaching that. What's up, Ted? Nigma. Salutations. Also, what's up, Rich? And Max Cubing, what's going on, man? Type Sahur. I'm good, brother. You can make a library in another project and import it via Unity package if you want to get advanced with it. Yeah, that might be what I do, Cornelius. Or make it part of my CCDK package or dev kit so that it's very extensible. Extensible. Yeah, I think I might just do it like that. Because right now this is very generic code that can be extended to anything. Heck, it doesn't even have to, like, this doesn't have to even be a model behavior. This can just be its own structure, like input or state management. Like, that could just be what it does. And then... Yeah, this boundary, though, this conversion of this currency, I guess, of input action into like a contextual state is what's weird to me. I actually really like implementing functionality via the Unity Package Manager packages. Really? I mean, it's pretty convenient. I just like having everything in my own dev kit that I can just slop into clone into a project and then it's just good to go. Through Compton, I've always been so interested in coding, but I definitely don't have the know-how whatsoever, but it's awesome to watch you do it. I appreciate it, man. Hey, you know what? I also don't have the know-how, so we're learning together, man. Right now, I feel very exposed without my pants, without my underoos, tackling this problem. But hey, man, I think that's kind of all of programming, right? It's being in the wilderness, scared, confused, and just trying to find a stick to make some lunch with. Yeah. You know, there's a concept as well that's going to be here. Because there's going to be certain actions that lead into other actions, right? So there's going to be action chains. That's not going to be a thing I have to explicitly... I think the way I have things implemented right now, like with this action release struct, it can allow for these action chains to happen, which is cool. The thing is, though... I'm still facing this combinatoric explosion between mapping action, input action, into like an actual action I have to construct and pass to the player. This is where things get weird. This is where things get funky. This is where things get very weird. I'm gonna have to just sleep on it, man. Which is better that way, right? Because, like, you shouldn't make making large-scale refactoring decisions without careful consideration is kind of not a good idea, right? Is there any other details I'm missing from this pseudocode that I had here? Or did I close out of it? Why are you doing this to me? I had you open. I don't know why this keeps going away. The coroutine action can't enter. That's a thing we have to consider as well. I think we might have to still have this model layer and use that for constructing this action, the concrete actions directly. I think that's simply what we're just gonna have to do. We see a request for an action, do some kind of switch, brother. Unless we have some kind of way, like it's almost like mapping, like a hash map kind of situation, where we're gonna have like a preset list of these actions, iterate through them, and find one that can execute. Maybe have it sorted in terms of priority. Like, for example, swing 1 would always have higher priority than swing 2 and 3, and so on and so forth. Yeah, because like an input action is going to be fundamentally all that's going to exist for this input action. Which, by the way, I might even make into a struct instead of enum, so we can add more data into it. But for right now, it's like essentially left, right, up, down, and then action 1, action 2, maybe crouch. Like, these are like the fundamental inputs that can be given to a player at any given moment. So these decisions are kind of contextual and wouldn't be that crazy. And at the very least, this would be like just one layer of setup, I would imagine. Which maps layers and whatnot. Yeah, this is using that new input system as well. Like, it has its own symbolic stuff. Maybe I can even just use those structures in here, but yeah, man. But yeah, like essentially, this is kind of the data I want to process and deal with. I'm trying to avoid this combinatoric thing. And I almost feel like this mapping is going to be... Like, I almost want to do this stateless thing and have this conceptual model of what the current state is. and then be able to just do a construction based off of that, and it'll be a one-to-one thing where it's just, hey, you're converting this enum directly to its corresponding action, and that's it. Yeah. In fact, the more I think about it, the more I feel like having this queue, a reference to this queue, be part of this action. Yeah, brother. I think we might have to do that. Because I imagine how it's going to look like. So far, the biggest cost is going to be this guy right here, this determinant thing. And even then, that's just going to be one beefy thing. It'll be a simple case of just adding something in here. And then the separate thing would be making a new action. And that's it. That's literally all there'd be to it. So in that essence, I think it actually wouldn't be that bad to extend it. Or maybe it would. If we start conceptually working through this, and we do like action, right, and then we start mapping this. It's like, okay, any of these, left, right, up, down. Heck, we can even combine these into just, hey, movement. But any of these could be simplified to, hey, if you're in ground, you're gonna go into like you're grounded, you're going to the into the idle mode or to run state, and then if you're not, you're gonna be doing there. And then what happens if you're holding? If the request is for crouch, then you have this crouch state, and that's just what you're going to be doing, that button. And it's just for entering, so it's going to enqueue it in there. Maybe this wouldn't be as bad as I think it would. Like, it'd be some logic, but it'd be kind of very minimal, in all honesty. And then from there, like... From there, the actions themselves are going to handle all the logic that goes on there. Heck, there might be even like some simple method for like, does this even get enqueued? Like this constructs the action you'd want to do and perform, but then it does a thing to check, hey, can this even be enqueued in the first place? Like this, like can't enter or something. And it's going to check its own specific requirements. Like maybe you make this a bool or something. Or maybe have this take in the queue. And then like if it can enter the state, it will. And if not, maybe it would... I think like passing in that action queue is going to be much better. Because then like enter is going to make the determination if whether or not it enters or not. And if it doesn't, then like... What? We keep working through the queue. Maybe have this signal like, hey, when it doesn't want to, like it broadcasts out to the message broker and then makes it check to see for the next state in the stack or queue. And we continuously go down the pipeline that way. So maybe this actually would be fine. Maybe this actually could work. What's up, Carter Hinkle? Sublelo Olifant. Question, how do you know what you got to do next and what do you do? Kind of write it down, man. Cool theme, bro. Thank you, man. Before you program, I mean, for games, I like prototyping, iterating first, but now that we're trying to make a a solid game, now that we have a better understanding of what we want to do, it's kind of like this big thing of, hey, now we have to go back and make the code actually good and easy for me to work with. Because like if it's hard now to extend the functionality of the game in its early state, then when we get later in development with way more, you know, stuff in the game, it's going to get even more complicated and harder. And anything we can make to do our life, anything we can do right now to make our life easier down the line, the better. Because if it's hard to add like states to the character, like new attacks or abilities or whatever, I'm not going to want to do that later. If it's difficult now, it's going to be even harder later, and we're just not going to do it. Much appreciated. Thank you, Terrell. Yeah, let me, I'll show some gameplay right now. This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do a little pro strat to get rid of all your compiler bugs. It's called commenting it out. It's a great thing. Bugs? What bugs? I don't see no bugs here. What are you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? No, it's Ryder. It's Ryder. It's Ryder with Vim motions. Oh my goodness, this is like super laggy. Okay, we're gonna kill PyCom. And I bet my frame rate's gonna improve significantly. I usually only use PyCom for C++ streams. Oh, did I kill stuff? Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good now. Okay, and it feels a little less laggy now. Yeah, this is the game though. I was working on some new movement stuff, but I realized that the current means of development is just subpar. Like, yes, it works and now pretty good, but for the amount of control I want to have over movement and making movement great and feel good and be unique and different and have the expressiveness I wish for it to have, it requires us having to refactor how we program movement in the game. Yeah, gotta add the checkpoint. But you get the idea. So no longer do we... So we're gonna be ripping some things out now. And the playtest moves even further. Because you know what? There's things you need to take care of that we just ignore for the longest time. But hey, that's a lesson in life, right? You can't ignore problems forever. You have to face them and deal with them at some point. And right now, the biggest bull we're looking at in terms of our code base is the player controlling movement, which sucks. I'm gonna say it. It sucks. It's all right. It is what it is. But hey, it's fixable. Just takes a little elbow grease. I love bugs. Writing your programs. What process do you do when writing out your programs? Because I can see you're very comfortable writing code in this program. I mean that's kind of like a multi-tiered thing you're asking, right? If you're asking about how I architect things, that's one thing. If you talk about like how do you write your programs, that's one thing. If you're asking about the specific, like actually how I'm like navigating and manipulating my code, that's also another thing. But the general gist is just, you're gonna have to find an IDE or a text editor of your choice. Find the tools you need to use to make what you want to make. So if it's gonna be games, find a game engine, and if you're not gonna use, if you want to make your own stuff from the ground up, You know, just use C or C++ and Visual Studio or something, and then if you want to have this kind of movement, you just learn how to do Vim motions. There's a thing called Idea Vim. It's everywhere, and then just go from there, dog. Off to the races. And then how you go about architecting stuff, like, that just comes with some experience. There's some things you learn, like principles of reusable, object-oriented principles. But at the end of the day, man, a lot of it's going to come down to intuition you build over working over projects over a long period of time, long-term projects. Or at least like a couple weeks to a few months at least. Actually, a couple weeks at least. And then hopefully not multi-year though. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is have like a companion thing for this. And then like indicate the binding and then input action. And then have something else like, no, not private. Have something else like vector. Usually you only need vector 2 for values. So if it's like a movement thing, we're gonna get values from there. And we can condense this even further now to be like just simply, hey, you're either moving because some of these things might be contextual to that. Actually, direction. And there's something that's going to have to be puppeteered independently, which is like the aiming, which is a whole separate thing. But I think in general, the aiming is controlled by a separate mechanism called the camera controller. So that's a whole separate thing we have to deal with. You can call it like right direction. And left direction. I can't say I recommend it. It's not for the faint of heart, your project. Code defines all sorts of stuff from data to functionality. When you get good at grip of fundamentals, you parts or bugs, details, words, minor details. Yep. Ask questions. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we have a Discord. I should have mentioned at the very top. We have a Discord, and we're doing this thing called Gym Leaders in the Discord, where like we have a forum. We have people here who are called like gym leaders, who are knowledgeable within, you know, different domains. They list what they're knowledgeable about, and they're there for you to like ask questions if you want to learn more about the stuff. There's also a thing called the Knowledge Dome, which is like a forum. So like we don't have. Instead of have one person having to answer the same question over and over again, you could check the forums here and see if that question's been asked, and you can add the people. You can add these gym leaders in this knowledge dome. So, you know, of course, be polite. Check the forums to see if there's anything that's been mentioned before. Right now, there's not that much though, and you know, but it's a resource that's there, and of course, like I'm available as well. And I try to answer stuff in the Discord. Hey, special cookie. Glad to have you, man. But yeah, that's the thing we got going on here. Yeah, it's super convenient, Cornelius. But yeah, because there's a lot of common questions that come up very frequently, and I think I should just put that stuff in the forums there, like how to get started or something. Or if someone decides to ask that question, we can like put a whole thing there. But yeah, I think that should be like the go-to place for getting more info. And then there's like resources I post. Like I post books there and stuff like that. You know, this might player controller. I don't know. But yeah, man, I like Dome. Anti-styled C formatting. Then again, I don't look much at C. Sadly, we're not doing C right now, too. We were doing C before, but with the project management software, if I have it open somewhere. Task. Yeah, this is the project management software we have, that I'm making right now. Still, still in progress. I'm still making it, but it's just a nice way of me kind of. It's a tool I'm making for myself to be able to manage my projects and see what needs to be done and change categories. This is written in C, and I've been doing this past week. Dude, I'm gonna sleep on this. I'm gonna stop architecting this, and we're gonna go to sleep. And I'm gonna make decisions on whether or not we're gonna move forward with this, because I really just want to get a game done too. But there's something about making things good that is very, I don't know, I think important. Are you worried about AI taking? Nah. I mean, I don't like AI's. I don't like AI, and I don't like its influences. And it sucks that AI is like messing up entry level jobs. But it's a whole thing. I get asked that like a lot too. I'm not dogging yet. That's something I should put in the forum, like my ideas about AI. But I mean, I don't know. I don't feel worried about it. I think there's something fundamental about programming that's just very hard to automate away with AI. It's not C, it's C sharp. No, what I was working with before, it was this project management thing was in C. The game I'm working on though is in C sharp. This is C sharp for sure. It's worth the price. I'm not as happy with the quality I got for the price, but my carpal tunnel has gone away. I feel good with it, and if you put some time to customize it, you can get it to a good place. So it does what it needs to do. There's some weird jank that happens, and I'm not sure if I should blame them or maybe, I don't know. But it's pretty good. I've been using it for a year or two now, and it's having net positive on me. I enjoy it. Can we see it? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to comment this out so you guys can see the gameplay as is. Because right now, I'm not sure if I want to destroy this. I'm still debating if I want to keep extending this game out and out. Good night, everybody. You have a good one, Morgan. Yeah, I'm going to be ending the stream sometime soon. Just so you guys, but I'm going to let you guys see this. Let me even turn on the audio too while we're at it. There's no music right now. I have to put the music back in. Yeah, I need to make some of the audio more understated. But yeah, this is how the game looks like right now. I need to talk to my counsel and get some opinions on what I should do. On the one hand, I have this ideological thing of just trying to make things good and do things the right way. On the other hand, I'm like, done is better than perfect. And I really want to start designing this game and making content. And even with just what we have right now, I think there's some good stuff we can make happen. Decisions. On YouTube channel description. I'm on my phone and I hate doing stuff on the phone, so if you share links, people can revisit later. Yeah. I think there's links in the description at the very least. I'm not sure if I have it in the channel. I should have it in the channel, I think. I'm not sure. The AI console, not the console, not AI. Like people in my inner circle that I trust for their opinions and guidance in these things. Yeesh. And even for small teams, Matt, like I've tried AI before, and it's much more of a liability than it is a benefit. It really is. Not on the channel yet. You know what? I should have had that in the channel then. Just for you. Let's do this. We're gonna do the thing. Just for you. We're gonna go to view channel. We're gonna edit this. Oh wait, there's a description. There is there. Maybe there's like a dedicated link thing then. More info. Can I change this? Sheesh, what? What? When did this happen? Brother, what? Okay, I'm just not gonna think about that. That's really weird for me. Okay, can we please, where's the edit button? Where can I manage, customize channel? There we go. Link. Add language. Links. Here you go. Just to make life easier, Discord. And then there's also Cozy Cabin Games as well. You know what? I understand why people would hire a developer. I like doing solo development. I like how fast and nimbly I can move when I don't have another person to coordinate with. But there's so many things I want to program or do that just very I'm so limited, man. Gutalin, it's a pleasure to have you here. I feel like I'm turning into an NPC. I keep saying the same, like similar things, remixes. I try to make it unique, but I struggle, man. I struggle. I would focus on probably outlining each level, what elements share in common as a template and have unique. Yeah, I think right now I'm figuring out the movement mechanics. Because I think the movement mechanics is going to dictate the types of levels I design. I didn't know where was what. It's hard. I think also like the more you do more bespoke and specific things, the harder it is. Keep going. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. Can you turn on memberships? He'll sit at the cool coders table at which. What's membership? Is it a paid? If it's a paid thing, then no. I really don't want to monetize this channel. I really don't. I know it's like probably the most prudent thing, but that's a line I just kind of don't want to cross. At least not now. Maybe in the future, but as I feel right now, I don't want to do that. It is going to be still like the cool, chill hobby thing that we do for fun. You guys get to see the process, and if there's any transaction of money, I want it to be for a good and service, not just for me, like streaming. You can consider it a service, but for me, it has to remain like a hobby or something I enjoy doing. I think adding any kind of monetization to this environment we got going on here, I don't know. I think it changes dynamics. I don't like that. So I want to keep the stream stuff not monetized. But if there's anything else like that's not like that YouTube offers, I'm down. But we'll see. Thank you, level 98 Magikarp. That's the goal here, dude. Anyways, gonna keep reading chat for a little bit, and then I guess we'll pop off. I gotta say, dude, dude, I just want to get Messy Mansion done. Maybe I'm just gonna finish the game as is, because I just want to do my game, and I want to make an engine in C. Honestly, the more I do stuff in C, the more I'm just enjoying this process. Like, not even C++, just regular old C. Like, I'm enjoying the process of developing this and working at this level. Even more than my game engine project, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Am I cooked? Druggy doggo, I am sorry to hear that, dog. You may or may not be cooked. I tried handing a quarter once, it fell into the sewage grate. Cry. So no problem. Yeah, we're gonna be holding off on that then. It's something that changes a lot between individuals and corporations. It all depends on how you handle it. Yeah, I think there's a study that happened, and I'm not saying this is necessarily what's going to happen, but there's this like study that followed two sets of children doing piano lessons, and one group was paid specifically, like they're both forced to play piano for 1 hour each week. I'm not sure if it's each week or each day. Either way, they're forced to do that, right? Group A was paid to do that, and Group B was not paid to do that. And what ended up happening is that Group B or Group A, if they weren't paid, would not continue playing piano. Whereas Group B, because there was no payment and they're forced to spend this time with the piano, they started learning to intrinsically enjoy it. And even after the study concluded, Group B continued to play piano and enjoy it, whereas Group C started to just quit it and never picked it up again. So there's a thing that monetary feedback does, and I don't know. I don't want that to get damaged with this, and I also don't want that component to be added to like this dynamic between me and you guys. I don't know. I feel like it'd be weird for me. So if you want to support me at some point, whenever I eventually make a game, one day, you can purchase it for like $1, and that would be the thing. That would be the transaction that happens. Oh man, it forced you to update an hour ago. Jeez. And C is when it gets hard, when your memory requirements get complex. That gets really hard to match. But here's the thing, Cornelius. Like, if I know, because this is how I'm architecting my game engine in C++. It's like I know how much of everything I need. So what I just do is I just pre-allocate everything, and we just don't work beyond that. Everything is actually just an index. Like, if I work in that way, it's fine. And then let's say there's something that's not quite like that, then okay, sure, we can use some modern C++ features to memory manage it. Or unless I want to just manually allocate it and stuff. That's C++ though. But I think for C, I'm going to approach it probably with the same thought process of just, hey buddy, we're just going to allocate things. Maybe it's easier because I'm working with ASCII right now. Maybe things are going to get weirder probably when I get in textures or other types of assets with different types of life cycles and lifetimes. But I don't know. I will cross that bridge when we get there. And you know what? When we deal with those problems, we're going to have a better appreciation for that problem space. But I don't know. I'm cool enough with the stuff in my current iteration in my C++ game engine. So, and I don't use that much C++ features in that either. So I think the transition would actually pretty decent. Had a violin. We chose not to include Group G for future tests on your setup. Wait, probably too much. Like in general, a lot. For the retro stuff, not that much at all. They forced my friend's wife to learn how to code. Now that's more or less what she does for work. Yep, that's what happens, man. You deserve fighting this support. I appreciate it, man. Well, hey, just subscribing and hanging out here, you know, chilling in the Discord or whatnot. That's more than enough support from me. You're thinking of for the C game? Probably a 2D game. I'm gonna keep it simple. I want to do like actually, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it. Actually, you know what, Terrell? Fight and Flight 2 would actually be a great little just test bed for it, for this engine. I want to do like some kind of racing game, quote unquote. I have a simple game I published a long time ago for mobile, and do I have? Yeah, I have Newgrounds here. So I made this game a long time ago, back I think in like 2020 or 2019 or something. And it's called Fight and Flight. And that was back in the old company I founded before Cozy Cabin Games. Why am I not hearing audio?
Fight and Flight.
Yeah, so this is a game I made, Fight and Flight. It's really simple, dirt simple.
Let's pick up the pace.
But it's a simple like 3-lane game where you can like move forward, I think. I forgot the controls. Sorry if it's loud. There we go. And then you slowly ascend up. And this game, all these years later, still feels so sick to me, dude. This actually feels pretty sick, dude. But yeah, I should make like a really basic version of this game again and maybe use it for the engine to test it out. Maybe add some more stuff like power-ups or costumes or something. Something really simple.
Let's pick up the pace. Run it back.
But yeah, that's the game.
Fight and Flight.
Yeah, I should do this again, man. I should really give it another whirl, dude. That actually made me that genuinely made me smile, man. Like, see, I forgot, like, all these years later, man. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is still pretty good, man. Oh man. Yeah, thanks, man. That was fun doing the sound design for that. I've seen BA sit down with the best cloud models and absolutely ruin code bases in the afternoon. Yeah, man, it's rough. Yeah. Good feels, dude. Engineering, but I've discovered recently I like cyber way more. I had this discovery early than senior year. It happens, man. But hey, like, just get the degree. Like you would be surprised how just any related tech, like just a general degree in anywhere in tech can be good enough to let you pivot to whatever. Like my job, I have a coworker at work, and they studied computer science and I studied IT. And yet right now they work in IT and I work as a software engineer, which is much more of a CS degree kind of thing than IT. But, you know, most companies are like, CS, computer engineering, whatever. Like, we don't know the specifics of your coursework for college, so if you're going to assume it's good enough, like, you can pivot if you want to with any kind of tech degree. Nice. Mobile man phone keeps getting more powerful, and it's something easy for people just to pick up when they just have a few minutes to kill. Yeah, honestly, so here's another thing. I have so many ideas, dude. I want to make simple mobile games that are for free. No ads, nothing like this. Just simple, not manipulative mobile games, and then have like a donation feature if people so choose to like donate. Because I have so many, there's so many games. There's a game called Dot Dungeon I made I started working on a long time ago, and I just kind of ended up ditching for various reasons, but I'm going to revisit it at some point. It's one of the games I really want to revisit. And, one second. Let me see if I can find it. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. All right, before we let me find some gameplay footage of Dot Dungeon. I don't know where I posted it. I think it was in the old Trixelbit arcade days, if I recall. Where have I posted videos of Dot Dungeon online? I feel like I've done this somewhere. One second. Let me move this somewhere else, and I'm gonna search within my private Discord to see if I can find it. Yeah, the old dev team group chat. Yeah, okay, so I have some videos here of like the basic mechanic. So here's the idea, right? This is what I implement. This is before I got a job. So that's what happened. I got a job, and then this kind of died. But it was like a connecting game, but each color represents an attack you do, and you're progressively going down a dungeon, and you're kind of choosing which attack you want to use for the dungeon. And you'd be able to kind of choose which, where is it? There's some character art I did I used to do character art. That's cute. And then there's a pixel art I did for the character as well, for when you get into the dungeon. And let me find, I know there's videos of actual combat in here. I know I have combat video somewhere here. Another character. That's an older game we were working on before we kind of canned it. Do I not have videos anywhere here of this? Okay, maybe tech. Yeah, we're architecting some stuff, but where are you? I know I have gameplay footage of this somewhere. I know I have gameplay footage, but I guess we're not gonna find it. Nope, this is another game that's forever ago. Okay. Oh no, weekly update. Oh, I was like trying to do project management too on top of this. That was a whole different thing. That was a picture of the team. I'm not gonna show their. That sucks. I know I have videos somewhere here of actual. It was a turn-based thing where you connect the dots to do attacks onto people, and then depending on what connections you made, you'll get different types of attacks. Oh well, I guess we're not gonna. I guess I don't have it here. I guess it just remains to be unseen. Or maybe there's. No. Well, that sucks. I'll find some footage later or another time and post it here. But oh, you know what? I have it on my phone. I have a version on my phone right now. Let's see if it works. Let me know if you guys... No, not 2 dots. Oh, did I get rid of it? Oh, that sucks. I think I got rid of it during a... No, that's another game. Oh, well. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. There's a lot of ideas. But yeah, I want to make some mobile games, too, that are... super not manipulative and good. which my university is different as it focuses on quite a large amount of data science and software engineering concepts both. Last semester I actually built my own language model using state space. Ooh, state space? That's pretty sick, dude. I saw this whole video about space that illustrates state spaces in a very weirdly intuitive but also not way as it get into higher dimensions. It's not really denial, man. Like when you start doing things that are not a model's not trained for, then it becomes such a big liability. Like it's a real thing. What's up, Skydame? Yeah, like the thing is, like, it's the AI is just as good as we keep getting into this conversation every single stream, and it just annoys me. I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna even talk about it, man. Like, you could probably look through my old VODs and you'll find like my thoughts on there, but it's a whole thing. Also, what's up, P225 Spotter? Welcome to the chat, man, to Discord. But yeah, man. Anywho. But yeah, dog. We'll continue the state machine stuff another time, or this consideration, and I'm gonna start thinking about smaller projects once we get this task management thing done and working. Exams do be like that, man. For if they want to support experimental games, but charging something for the product can change someone's perspective to see it. If it's legit, almost like Blacho. Wait, what'd you say? Let me try to understand what you're saying. So the idea of donating for if they want to support experimental games, but charging something for the product can change someone's perspective. Yeah, I might do what I do with Fight and Flight, which is charge like, maybe I should re-release Fight and Flight under Cozy Cabin Games and put it for like $1 or something, or 50 cents, something cheap on the Play Store. Maybe it could take a week to do that, because this game is super simple now. So maybe I could stay within this scope and just make this game again over a weekend or something. That'd be kind of cool. It's complete BS. I've worked with these models. I built these models. Elms will absolutely be great productivity tools, but they're not an engineer. Yeah. Dev here, but not game dev. How do you deal with the two-state problem where your code state and your app state are dependent on engine state, and had to do some Unity stuff for a Union? It was hell. So what do you mean by deal with the two-state problem where your code state on engine state? So you're saying like there's a layer of like your C, like you've architected some kind of C# application state, right? There's structure, and then you have Unity. I mean, it depends on what you're coupling, dude. Depending on what you're doing, there's like different types of data structures that exist. Like there's model view controller models that exist. There's MVVC as well, model view, or no, there's MVVM, model view model. Like there's different conceptual structures for dealing and separating those components. No, not that. That you may want to check out. There's also like, you can try to escape or kind of control where Unity stuff happens and implement your own kind of life cycle. But yeah, there's different ways around it. But it's very contextual to what you're doing. Arduino, it'll be cool, but I'm already super stretched. But I feel I want to do it at some point. Matt, like, dog, man, I just, Whatever. Anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna end stream soon now. Or probably not, because I need to sleep, dude. Yeah, I need to sleep. We've been going, what, aggregate, like more than 6 hours? Like 2:40, like 3 hours at least in the other stream. And, oh wait, am I missing DMs? No, these are, I have 400 messages here, right? Like it's 400 messages here. One day I'll check them. But for right now, we're not gonna check it, dude. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for the stream today. I appreciate your company. And as always, take care of yourselves, sleep well. And until next time, stay cozy. Ta-ta.